fourth and key, and I go running down the hallway.
Okay, great.
I pointed out like fourth and key.
Yeah. Okay. He does
Put a big
stuff.
sign up.
You guys are all out of the room, so he does whatever he does.
It's probably nothing. He just leaves with his son.
These
Leaves
guys
everybody
are-
else there.
Bye, suckers.
The guys who are in the room with you are going to try and fight ya.
No.
No.
First one is going to attack Nin. He's not attacking with Ebola this time. He's just turning around and trying to punch you.
I don't wanna. Do I roll something?
That depends on how you want to react to it.
I would like to not get hit.
So if you would
So
like to
roll
not
all
get
that.
hit, that's athletics.
Okay.
Oh, just
1 success.
Okay, you take 1 point of physical damage. He pops you in the face, and it's you've had better days than this.
I am just about finished with this, sir.
Excuse you.
The next one, Lily, runs up to you and tries
Tells
to
you how pretty you are.
Tries to tackle you into the ground.
I tried.
I would also like to try and not get hit.
Okay, that's athletics.
What if you take it? Like, is your resist higher? By
Well, it's too late now.
Resistance a 1.
Well,
The resist is a 2.
Yeah, you might have been better off with
Oh.
that. It doesn't matter because he tackles you. You take 2 points of physical damage. This is not your best moment either.
No, we're doing
and
great.
He's,
this is
he's
just
grappled you
my-
on the ground.
not my best day.
We're doing so good.
The guy that you burned is putting the fire out. That his shirt was on fire and now
Yeah.
it's not. Lily, it's your turn. You're grappled with the guy and he's trying to fight ya. Anya.
One way.
Okay,
or another.
I'm gonna try and fight him back. I don't really have.
Do you have strike?
Yes.
Slap him.
I'm gonna slap him.
That's your like melee combat.
Yeah, just knee him in the groin.
And that's
They
against a
hate that.
CR of 3.
They hate that.
It's accurate. I can confirm.
Such a delicate flower.
Yes, but
Yes.
Okay, you hit him. You're exchanging blows with him. Pow, 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 pow. But like nobody's really doing any damage yet.
guys are slap fighting.
Yeah, really, that's probably exactly what's happening. Nin, we're over to you. Guy just slugged you in the face.
I'm gonna stab him.
Okay. CR's 3.
Yeah, this guy sucks.
Okie doke.
Okie dokie.
OCR3.
And you roll a.
2 cumulative successes.
Okay, that was. I'm trying to keep track of who that was. That was this guy here. You said 2?
Yeah.
Okay. You jab him in the side, and he winces, and he's clearly injured now, but he's still
Yeah.
up. He's still fighting.
He's a jerk. This guy's a jerk.
Rantak, we're over to you. You walk in just in time to see Lilea get tackled, and everybody's sort of like there's this like little fracas.
So you know how in Happy Gilmore when he would like run up like a slap shot to
Yeah,
the golf ball?
is that what you're doing with your axe?
Yeah.
With the flat or with the blade?
No, with the
Like-
blade.
Okay,
To the one that's attacking Lily.
you're like chop him off of her.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my god.
Yes.
You don't need both hands, right?
No, it's
Well,
fine. It's not like part of my magic or anything.
You're relying on the fact that he has 1,000,000 dice for his axe attack.
Yes.
He's gonna be great.
Yes, I am.
Do you want me to spend a fortune point just to add one more die? Okay.
No.
No.
No, just do it. Just do it.
That didn't count. That was
All right.
that fell out of the hand.
CR's 3.
Okay.
CR should be 4 actually because this is harder.
And I'll take a fortune point.
Some more. What other dice we got? Let's put them in there.
That is so many. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
Amanda's like,
That's
please
a
don't kill
wash.
me.
So
Or chop
1,
off my
2,
hands and
that's
eat them.
6. That was a 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 successes, Bob.
All right. That's a lot of damage. Are you opting for the extra condition or are you taking the fortune point?
I'll take the extra condition.
I don't know why I even offer it to you. So you dash up to him and you even make the "oh" noise. So you run up and you just like right in the side of his head as if he was the golf ball. So you sort of are like taking half of his head off, which is
It's so gross.
all. It's like Carrie all on your face.
Do I
But-
get telekinetic powers?
This was an epic success. She should get something.
You hit him so hard with the axe that she gets magic. Now you like just knock his head clean off, and
Does it hit the dude who I just stabbed?
no, but it hits the other guy.
Yay!
Yeah, it'll do 1 damage. So.
Yay!
Sure, it's
Morbius like just
a weird
Morbius like
moment.
gross out like mental damage. Like
probably more to her than to anybody because she just got
I don't know, man.
bathed in ranger blood.
She might love that right now. She's like, yeah, take it.
She doesn't have the battle fury that you guys have.
Don't.
It didn't
Have
work.
you seen what she's been doing today?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Go in a bubble. Blow up. That wasn't today. That was last time.
I want to crush them.
Can I have
Okay.
the bubble cut him in half? She's got
That's a
some
good point.
some
That's
bloodlust
fair.
currently.
That's fair.
We're back to
Because I'm hanging around you guys a bunch.
the guy who just got hit with the top of that guy's head, who put out the fire from his shirt, turns to Nin and will try to punch you.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh, do I roll a thing?
Yeah. Are you resisting or athleticsing?
I'm athletics.
Okay.
Nope, I'm not.
You take 3 physical damage.
Oh, he knocks me out.
No.
Or I'm dead.
No, he knocks you out.
Okay.
oh, okay.
All right. He
Now I'm mad.
I have drops.
he cracks you across the face, and you're sort of distracted because you're fighting the other guy. You've been not feeling well because of the
So
iron.
much iron down here, you guys.
And he just like you just can't
Clang.
anymore, and you drop to the ground. And you just want to rest for a moment.
Take a minute. I'm gonna take a nap right now. Right here.
The other guy is going to charge at Rantak with his bare hands.
Oh, I'll just
Resist.
Take it.
yeah. I'm gonna resist on that one.
Okay.
So
Don't
that's gonna be
forget your
4.
armor.
Yep. Oh, it's only 1 success actually.
That's all right. That's all he did. So
Okay.
you don't take any damage, but he does like collide with you. So you guys are like sumoing each other. Like, "Arr, I get it. But you have an axe in your hands, so you probably have the advantage. Lily, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna
You
go
just saw
ahead.
her get knocked out.
And
so.
I've got a grossness on me, so I throw
Yeah.
that off.
Ew, 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 ew.
Ew, 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 ew. And then I run over to Nin to try and heal her.
Okay. So let's look at healing hands, healing touch, right? Is that the
Yes.
one you're using?
Correct.
So that's knowledge plus healing touch.
Don't slap me.
Against a CR of 2. The character knows how to use magic to bind wounds and soothe minds, to heal a friend or himself. The caster heals 1 hit per success gained to the target. If the target is themselves, the CR is raised by +1. So, CR
You
2.
can just say that I am you. And you get it.
No, the CR is raised by 1. Wow, that's a lot of
Wow.
1s. Good job. If this were Shadowrun, you'd have set yourself on fire.
Well,
Or me.
Nin, you get 1 hit point back.
Does it wake me up?
That's enough to wake you up, yeah.
I still feel like trash.
Yes, you don't feel great, but you're not out of the game. You're
I
not out
am-
of commission.
not rolling today.
No, you are.
No, that's. I mean, that
I
got
mean,
her.
not great, not well.
You're successfully rolling. It's just
True.
You've rolled it.
I am doing the gesture, the movement.
I am
Yeah.
physically
Rolling dice. That's about it.
That was Lily. So Nin, you're actually back up now. So
Is there a dude close?
no, they're both.
I just want to hit him in the Achilles heel.
You just want to like slice his tendon.
Yeah.
There's probably a guy within like
He's dead, but-
slicing distance.
I'm going to slice
No,
his
there's 2.
tendon.
Yeah,
Slice it.
sure. We'll say yes.
like I'm awake.
Oh no! Oh no!
What is my
CR's 3.
ding?
What just fell?
Ed.
Nothing.
Ding.
I'm fine.
Great.
Clang.
Good job. And I see.
Roll lots of 6s. 1 cumulative success.
1's 1. This is the guy that
Jerk.
you had originally like.
Yeah. That guy's a tool.
That's the guy that you had burning hands on his back. So he's just like, he got hit with half of his friend's head, and you just like sliced his leg while he wasn't looking. Like he's having
He's
as
death by
bad a
1,000
day as
paper
you.
cuts.
He's
Yeah.
having
Like
a
he's that
day.
guy.
Rantak
Tendon.
is the guy that you're like jostling with.
Okay.
Don't attack him. Go for the other guy.
Go for tendon guy.
Go for Tendon Man.
So we're wrestling over this. I try to kick him in the nuts.
Yeah.
All right.
As we talked about earlier, they hate that.
We talked about that.
There's no
He
hey,
and I
when you're in a
talked
fight for your life,
There was a separate
there's no such thing as a
discussion.
dirty move. So
Sure. I'm not judging your choice. I just wanted to make sure I knew what you
Yeah,
were
we're
doing.
judging a little.
So that's a strike test and against a CR of 3.
You can do it. You can
In
rack
fact,
them in the
I think
nards.
that CR is probably only 2 because
Yeah,
this would
'cause
not be terribly difficult for
It
you
is
to
a
do.
called shot, though.
Yeah, but
Call it.
3 successes.
3 total?
He doesn't have any balls left.
You, all right.
You hit him in all 3.
You hit him so hard that
range of
he
balls.
drops immediately and he loses consciousness.
Whoa!
He doesn't have balls anymore. They
And
have
he
gone.
throws up.
Gone.
Spit him out.
Ugh.
Boink.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
So you did that. That's so gross. The one that
Tendon
you
guy.
sliced, Nin,
Yeah.
is gonna try and punch you now
Okay.
because he's in like full on like I got nothing left mode.
Yeah.
Like he's
Just take it.
I'm just gonna
my
take
life.
it. Like I'm
not
just
even roll. Just let him hit him.
3 successes.
All right, he doesn't even touch you. He takes a step toward you to swing, but that's the leg that she just sliced.
I
so he
sliced
like
his tendon.
"Ah!" So it's not even a punch. So that means Lilea, we're back to you. There's only one guy left, and he just tried to punch Rantak.
Do we want him kept alive for information?
Doing
Everyone else is dead.
Do we need him?
Yeah.
Well, we have
Maybe Gerald and that other dude.
maybe. I'm not convinced we do.
I do want to kick him in the nuts, though.
Technically, I didn't kill the other guy kicked in the nuts already, so maybe.
There were several guys who were still alive. You
yeah,
just
good
knocked
point.
out.
That's a good point.
All right.
So yeah, there are other. Yeah,
If you want to kill him, you
That's
can
fine.
kill him.
Kill in quotes.
Yeah. Or no, legitimately kill him too.
I
That's
guess you
fine
could,
as well.
yeah, because there are other
mean-
guys. You guys are the worst.
Well, I'm going to use my last fortune point then to use my last fire arrow.
Ooh.
Well, you don't.
Alrighty.
If you have one more fire arrow, you don't need to use a fortune point.
No, she does. She doesn't have any more.
Oh,
Right.
she doesn't have any more.
Yeah. She's shot several of those.
Wow.
That's why she doesn't have any fortune points left. All right, do it. That's aim, and the CR used to be 3, but now it's only 2.
Hooray. Okay.
You can do it. I have faith.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Don't roll on the paper. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Roll on the table. You got this, babe.
So 1 and 1, huh?
1 and 1.
Wow.
Yep.
You should
I
have
mean,
accidentally had more
She's
success.
consistent.
That's just consistently.
Is it a 6? No, it's only a 5.
It's a 5.
Well,
What if you explode half of it?
There's a 6 there. All right.
you hit him.
Thank you.
There are 6s on the table. I see them.
true. I see them.
You hit him.
Multiple.
It like for whatever reason, like he just doesn't even register it. Like whatever.
This thing.
One more thing again. Oh, I'm on fire again. So yeah, it happens, but it doesn't seem to really like affect him. I think Lily is getting a little frustrated.
No, I have nothing.
Nin, you have punches.
Oh.
You have an unlimited supply of punches. Your punch skill is as good as Nin's punch skill.
Nin can punch with a dagger.
That's-
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Had a punch
I'm
that.
just pointing out
His CR.
2.
Okay.
Is it really still a 2? It's rough a shape as
Yeah. Well, it was 3, and now it's only 2.
I'm gonna stab him.
Crawl up to him and stab him. You do one of those like pounce attacks.
Yeah.
All right. Dig it. Let's see. 1.
One cumulative success.
All right. That is all it took. He almost like when you drive the daggers into his side,
Oh, thank you.
he almost like sighs with relief, like, and he like falls down
Done a public
with you.
service.
All the plants are on fire at this point.
I'm super high.
There's nothing. No, you didn't eat them. They're just
Yeah.
It doesn't work
burned.
if you burn. I mean,
Now they're
Doesn't seem to have any.
toasted. So I can have like some sauteed
like
Zenzik.
Zenzik
Sure.
chips,
Yeah.
little sea salt,
Just snap.
a garlic
So
powder.
since that has wrapped up, let's we're gonna do a wrap up montage in a moment. So what is there anything specifically that you guys feel you need to do here that you don't think I'm going to address in the next couple minutes?
I would just say I would want to make sure that, like, do a sweep and make sure there aren't any other slavers and slaves we haven't gotten to. And if there's any of the Zenzik that did not burn, I think we should rescue it.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I get to this too, but just to be explicit, at least one of the survivors that is currently knocked out, I want them bound and taken with us.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Maybe all the ones that aren't dead.
Probably all of them, but I want
do
at least one. Like
right.
If there's one that's going to die any second because he's bleeding out, okay, it doesn't count. But
I mean, I guess you're still alive, but not for long.
So
You just go around and taunt the survivors.
the mine seems to be just this area here. There are a couple tunnels that go out other areas. You take some time to scout them out, and you see that they seem to just go off to, like, they're like service tunnels to make deliveries at places to transport stuff back and forth between places. So you're not really sure where it goes, but if you wanted to, you could track it all the way through and see where you end up. It's probably a thing for another day. Like,
Yeah.
mark it on your map. You know where this is now.
I'd like to not be in an iron mine anymore.
Right.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
you can do the rest of this from up top.
Super.
When you come back out to the main chamber, you can see that Forthen has, from the claw operation station, he seems to have that key ring, and there was a thing over there that, for whatever reason, released the manacles that were connecting all the kids.
Great.
So they're like all gathering up
So
and
easy.
getting ready to go back out. So they're like filing out, and as they get outside, they each he's like helping talk them through making their own little boats, and he's helping them make additional ones. Part of the issue you're seeing now that you're getting a closer look at them is it seems obvious that, like, when they get back to the water, their strength starts returning a little faster. They've clearly been locked up in this mine for a while, so they're not at their best.
Sure.
They're weakened by the absence of water in this area. You get back to the main area, to the campsite where the caravan was parked. The horses are gone, but Gerald and the other caravaneer are still locked in the cage.
Oh,
Good.
So
the last guy got away, though.
you have access to them, to those guys, plus anybody else that you brought back with you. Through a series of interrogations that takes a little bit of time, you are able to determine that what was really going on here was that the rangers who were operating this mine were effectively using the wisp children, as leverage to get more Zenzik leaves. So they're basically iron dealers and drug dealers. The deal was, you bring us these plants, you cultivate and bring them to us, and we will not kill your children. Forthen goes on to explain that their people are generally very peaceful. Some of them are warriors, but when they say warriors, they're really more like scouts. Like, they're just kind of survivalists. They're not
Fighters.
that's why people don't think of them in terms of the greater world war, because they're not a part of it. They're just like they're affected by it in the same way that everybody else is. But they really couldn't mount any sort of attack or defense against this group because they didn't have the strength to do it. As a result, they kept taking more kids, and they kept upping the price, which is why when the trail started getting cut through the Zenzik patch, that they wanted to get those people out of there because that was the way they were keeping their kids alive. Long story short, you have created a friend for life in Forthen. and he promises to spread the word of your deeds to the village when he also brings all of their children
All
back.
the kitties back.
Something I'd like to do
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
I give the crystal axe to Forthin
Whoa.
because of the innocents that we killed earlier,
Yeah.
and to help them realize they are strong enough to defend themselves when they are brave enough to do so. This is their.
Oh
This is my gift to them.
my! I
So.
am speechless, Rantak. That was nice.
Go ahead and take another fortune point.
That
for
was
this
good.
I know.
He sort of doesn't know how to respond.
Right.
He struggles enough with the language as it is, but it's clear that he gets the message, and this experience has really sort of, it seems to have lit some sort of fire in him.
Right.
You can see that he's got this it's this zest now.
Ooh, zesty.
Successfully.
He also at one point he takes you aside and says, "You do not eat too much Zenzik. It's not good, not good."
Okay.
And
It's the opiate.
you can sort of extrapolate that it would be really easy to get
Addict. Yeah.
hooked on this, and over time the effects of its usefulness would also decrease. So
You'd have to like take more.
Yeah.
exactly right. It seemed really glorious in this instance,
Yeah.
but the long-term viability of that as a solution is not so good. That being said, he also asks that you help keep their secret. Like it's a sacred plant to them. They use it in ceremonies and in rituals in their civilization, and they've been able to do less of that because they've been giving so much to these slavers. But now they can sort of start rebuilding their lives in some meaningful way.
Oh, we helped.
You did. That's what free is all about.
Yay.
Help the people who can't help themselves.
Yay.
So we had a 3-day ride out here. How long is the walk going to be back?
At least twice that. Now, on the other hand, if you can get a ride through the quag, to the northwest is the rest of, there's a big forest there, and that's Fairylands.
It's my people. Maybe
Haven't been there in a while.
Can give us a ride.
So we cut to
I mean,
a couple of the adult wisps, like buzzing their feet in the water, and we see you guys in these boats, and you're just like as cool as you like, zipping through the swamp, and there's mosquitoes and things flying by, and you don't care because this is the coolest thing.
Plant boat.
Off into the sunset.
hey guys, thank you so much for listening to the final episode of season 2.
Woo!
We
Whisper.
made it. Whisper.
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 Do you see it's called whispers because they were wisps?
That's all we
That
needed.
was a
Bye.
yeah. That was an action-packed finale. But as we were just talking about off
Yeah.
mic, there wasn't like a single big bad in this season. It was
The
a
bad
situation,
was slavery,
right? And
which is bad,
it is.
and child slavery.
But there's no way that
Specifically.
you would have been able to trace back who was responsible for this in like one mini arc.
I'm pretty
Right.
sure we killed them all, so
Sure, there are some people who are unaccounted for,
we'll find
but
them.
yeah, they're still out there, right?
What
it's
else?
perfect.
It's fine.
Poof.
Everything's fine.
I am glad that we got to put the swamp boat button on at the end
Yeah.
of the whole thing.
We got to go take a nice leisurely ride in the swamp boats.
Hmm. Nobody was chasing you.
Just
You
for
weren't chasing
pleasure.
anybody.
Just cause.
Yeah, it did make me regret though that we didn't have time. I had created new creatures that live in the quag because I thought we have swamps.
Yeah.
We need like gators.
Swamp things.
Yeah, right. We needed some kind of like apex predator for this environment.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one designed and I had them written out in an encounter. And as we were going, I realized that we just didn't have the time for it. And it would have slowed things down way too much. Although I will confess that I did consider having some of them have them be like domesticated.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember in The Rescuers?
Oh, yeah.
How she had a couple that she would use like to like pull her little swamp boat thing around in the bayou.
Absolutely.
I thought about something like that. Like maybe there were cages full of them down in the mine.
Yikes.
But we didn't really have time for that
like
either.
A jeweled collar on.
Right.
It would have to be jeweled.
Yeah.
It'd have to be like fancy.
Mm-hmm. Maybe next time. Maybe when we find out who's responsible for keeping these slaves.
Sure.
I could probably pull off a good like Dr. John voice for that NPC.
Looking forward to it.
If we ever get there, right?
I think we can get there.
Sure. We can force it.
Happening.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where in the world this next season
Just gonna
happens.
show up. What are you? And we'll just.
By the way.
What I love the idea of is that he shows up in a place he's not supposed to be, and we just like one shot him, shank him, like, well, he's gone now. All right, great. Also took care of that.
Yep, wrap that one up. So what was your favorite moment from this season? Or what was your favorite thing that happened to a character or like what?
I did a lot of struggling in this season.
Yeah.
I got real beat up. Took a nap in an iron mine.
And that was your favorite thing?
Yeah, but I think what was fun about it was that like while it was frustrating that I wasn't really succeeding in anything, like even though it took us 8 weeks to get this all out, it was one session of just me having really awful rolling, like just really bad luck, because it wasn't about my choices. It was about like what the luck was. And I think it's always kind of, it was an interesting challenge for me to like, because I had to adjust what I was doing because I wasn't at full strength. And so I couldn't be like, well, it's fine if I totally miss this guy, if I whiff, because like, whatever. And then it got to the point where I was like, if I whiff, I think I'm dead.
This might kill me.
So it was more about the experience of like adjusting to just having an off night with the dice.
Well, and I think that creates an interesting situation for both the person running the game and a player in that situation, because the onus is sort of on both of you then to create a situation where you're failing forward or where you're conditionally succeeding, but creating interesting consequences. One of the games we play, I think we can talk about this now.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
One of the games we play off and separately, just sort of in real life, is we have an online Blades in the Dark game.
Oh yeah.
And that's all about like qualified successes.
Right.
You spend a lot of time doing something, but then some bad thing also happens.
Right.
We don't necessarily quantify it in this in Gamer Chick, but we do create situations where you did what you wanted, but also this thing you don't want to happen is happening as well.
Right.
And I think that's really interesting. And it's a good exercise for game masters and for players to have to sort of create in that way. I know that it's maybe more fun sometimes every once in a while to just achieve everything you're trying to do. Right?
Yeah.
We play games aspirationally to like do greater things than we can physically do in real life. But I think from a narrative standpoint, a session where you are incorporating your character's failings and even the actual functional failing that you're doing with your rolling
a lot of failing
into a more interesting story. I think that to me is what's more interesting about role playing in general. It makes for an interesting story. It creates dramatic tension where there may not otherwise be some.
Yeah, I was helping.
Yeah, you did it. You know who else was helping? Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was. She was great though. She did great.
She did do great.
Yeah,
everybody did.
Yeah. Okay, so how surprised were you that Rantak gave over the crystal axe at the end?
Oh, like gobsmacked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I definitely didn't think he was going to give that up.
Yeah, that was a hard-earned trophy. But, I thought that it fit very well.
Yeah, it felt right and like cinematic, but it also, I could like feel him being like, but
But it's a really cool
it's
hat.
my thing.
I particularly think that's interesting because in the web series, we never really see that side of Rantak. We never explore it.
Right.
Because we necessarily keep everything very surface level in the web series.
Right.
We can't go into it because there's just no time. That's not what the show's about.
Right.
But in here, we can do that sort of thing. And it's really easy to forget. Like, yeah, there's a bit of like Three Stooges slapstick about the way these characters interact with each other as an adventuring party.
Right.
But they are functional and they are good at what they do. Like, these are heroes of the realm.
They're heroes, right?
Right. So you have to be good at things. And this is just an example of that. And I just kind of forget sometimes.
I think it's because we have been living with this world for like
It's been a while now.
decade now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, in some way or another. Yeah.
So like, I think it's really easy to just be like, oh, it's just like who they are. We just, they're just dudes.
Yeah. What's particularly nice is that it wasn't you saying, hey, you should do this.
Right. He just did it.
Yeah. Ed has a good handle. And Ed's been in the project since the ground floor.
Yeah.
So he knows more about Rantak than I do, for sure. But it's nice to see that people do internalize that kind of stuff. As a creator, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah. This was a fun season.
It was really fun. And I'm really excited about doing another season where we get to go play in my realm.
And we are planning to try and run something during Gen Con. I don't know if it's going to be a formal event. We're still thinking about that. But there is a possibility, there's a strong possibility that we'll just find some people and meet up one night for a couple hours and play a game.
Yeah.
So if
and also potentially at GaryCon in March.
Yep. So if you guys are going to be at either of those things, hit us up on social media. You can also tweet or message us with the hashtag GCRPG and we'll be able to find it.
And if you have a local con that you guys want us to come to, let us know.
Cool. Well, then for the last time this season, I want to say big ups to John Albright and Buddy Getch for the fabulous theme music, as always. Every time I hear it, I dance and I sing it for the rest of the night. So there's something to that. And that's it. That's a wrap on us.
And Happy New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year.
We've crossed over into 2019.
We live in the future now.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. I hope everybody is dressing like Blade Runner.
I am.
Great. Yeah, I can see that. You look great.
Thank you. I'm going as the owl from the first one.
You look wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. I feel good about it.
Good.
All right, we'll see you next time, everybody.
Okay, bye.